Hello friends and welcome to the ISP solution. My name is Ankita and today we will continue our custom financial planning. So today in custom financial planning we are going to cover two topics. First one is a set sale drivers form and direct input form. Then we will move forward to the approval process. So first we will start with the sales driver form. So for that I will go to our console. Then from here I will go to navigator and then click on form. After that I will expand library and from there I will select plan. Here I will click on the create button. Then after that I will create a form name sales direct input plan. Then I will click on next. So here I am going to take accounts in the rows here. Then I will take period to my columns. We will take years in page. Entity also we are going to take on page. Uh, Here department also will be kept on page. Then product and then version. So now I will select the member here. So here I am selecting plan as the scenario. Then for years I am going to select the level 0 descendants of years. After that I will click on OK. Then from entity I will click on edit and I will select the Sanskar entity. After that I will go to function selector and from there I will select I descendants. Then for department I will be selecting total department. Then I will move to the member selector and then I will select including the I descendants of total department. Similarly, I will select I descendants for total product. For version, I will be selecting I descendants of version. For period, I will click on edit and I will select here year total. Then it's zero level descendants. So the zero level descendants of year totals are months from January to December. After that I will select here year total. For rows, here I am going to select the member from revenue planning and here I will select predefined revenue drivers. From member selector I will select level 0 descendants. After that I will click on OK. Now I want to add one more row. So here we can see one is visible on the row. I will right click on the one. Then I will click on add row and I will get another row. So from here I want the members 40001. I will search for the member and I will add this member. After that I want another member named 411200. I will add this member as well. Then I want 83825 member name. And lastly, I want 411300 member. So now we have added the members. So with 41110 with its name, we won't be able to understand what this members named as. So we will enable the alias here. Okay. After enabling alias, we will click on save and then OK. Then we will preview the form. So we can see that 411300 is a net material sales revenue. 411100 is material sales revenue. Then 411200 is sales return. 83825 is discount earned. Okay, so here I have made a mistake. I have repeated 411300 or 300. So I will remove it. Now I will preview the form again. Okay, now everything is perfect. So here I will enable areas for department, for product, and lastly for the entity. After making the required changes, I will click on save. So this is the form, the required desired form. After that, I will click on navigator and then I will select data. So here in the data, I will click on plan. So here we have sales direct input plan. I will click on it. Okay, so here we have the form. So here we can see that volume, average selling price, discount, return, support, bad debt percent, all these are drivers. And we will get the output here in 411130 net material sales revenue, and sales return, and lastly discount. So here we will give the input first. So here 1000 volume is sold, for example. The average selling price is $500. Discount is given at the rate of 10%. Here the return is 2%. It's 0.02. Then the support here is 0.3%. That is 30% cost is for support. Then lastly the bad debt is 0.05%. Here I will go to the form, so I will save it, and then I will go to the designer view. In the layout, I will again go to the revenue planning, revenue drivers, predefined forms. Okay, so here I wanted to have the product revenue drivers. After that, I will click on OK. I will save the changes. Okay, so the form is for volume. The drivers are volume, average sale, discount, return. Okay, and then I will add one more member here. From layout, here I will add 411300. 211300. Just check the form. Yeah, it's being updated. So now I will drag the drivers till December for average selling price. Okay, I will save it. Okay, so we have given the drivers. Now I will go to the form designer. Then here I will go to other option. I will click on a revenue plan. This is an action menu created and is attached with a rule for revenue planning. So here the sales director. Sorry, I wrongly named it. It should be named as sales drivers. So we cannot change the name here. So okay, let it be for now. So after giving the action menu here, I will right click on the any of the cell. Then we will get the rule here, and then I will click on the revenue planning rule. So I will get the output here. So this is how basically the driver based form is calculated, planning is done. Okay, so we got this value here. Now again we will go to data. Okay, so I will show you the first of all rule that I have created for driver based planning. We can even write the member formulas for that if required. It's not necessary that we need to write a rule for that. So here average selling price and volume will be equal to the total sales 41110 member. I will show you what this member's name is. This is the material sales revenue. Okay, so we will get material sales revenue by multiplying average selling price with the volume. Then comes the discount earned. So discount earned is calculated by the revenue and its discount percent. Okay, so discount percent is multiplied with the material sales revenue. Then we will be getting sales return. Here is named as 411300 by multiplying the material sales revenue to that of the return percent. Then lastly, we will be getting the net material sales revenue by subtracting the total revenue to that of the discount earned and returns. So this is the net material sales value, is the net value which we get after subtracting sales return and discount earned with material sales revenue. Okay, so this is how we create the sales direct input form. Now we will create another form here. So for that we will again go to the form by navigator. In plan, I will create a form here. I will name it as sales direct input form for plan. And we are creating this form on cube plan 1. Okay, so after that I will click on next. So here now I will keep the account on rows. Then I will keep the scenario on column. Year will also be kept on column. Then period will also be kept on the column. And lastly, here in the POV, we are going to keep the version and base data. Rest entity, department, and product will be kept on the page. So here I am selecting the version as working. We're not going to make any changes in the HSP view, so let it be base data. So in entity, I will click on edit and I will select the I descendants of Sanskar entity. Then for product, I'm going to select the total products and its descendants. Similarly, I'm going to select I descendant for department, total department as well. For accounts, I am going to select here the gross profit. So for that, I will select income statement. I will expand it further. So here I got the gross margin and I will click on the function selector and then I will select here I descendants of gross margin. After that, I will add one more row and here I want the gross margin ratio. So I will directly search for the member. After that, I will click on OK. So for gross margin ID descendant, I will select alias name as well. For entity also, I'm going to select alias, department, and lastly for the product as well. After that, I will save the changes. Yeah, I need to define the scenarios as well. So here I'm selecting forecast scenario. And for years, we are going to create forecast detail for FY23 and one more thing FY24. And the period here will be year total. I'm going to add one more column. So in another column, I will be having the scenario as we are having plan as the scenario here. We are keeping plan and forecast together so that we can have a comparative figure. Okay, so after selecting the scenario, year and the period, I will click on save and then I will review the form. So here we have the gross margin. There is a problem in it. You're not able to view it completely. Okay, so we will do one thing. We will go to the data. In data, I will select the plan. I will expand plan here. And here I'm going to select the sales direct input form. So here we have the member till the gross margin and lastly we have gross margin ratio. Okay, so gross margin ratio is a ratio dynamic calc property we have for it and we have given a member formula into it. So for example, here when I give the values to it, like for example in January, I'm giving $100,000 as revenue and I'm giving 50,000 as the cost. After that, when I will save it, we will get the gross margin here. So our gross margin is 50,000. Okay, so here I'm going to give values. After giving values, I will click on save and I will be getting the gross margin, and the gross margin ratio is also being automatically calculated here. So this is how we create the direct input form and the driver based form. As we get these forms in the EPBCS financial module. So here I will. Okay, so here this is the form that we have created. So the for forecast we have FY23 and FY24, and for plan we have FY25. Sorry, 24. So we can have a comparative figure of the forecast for financial year 24 and the plan for financial year 24. So this is how we create the direct input form. Okay, so now we will move to our next topic, that is the approval process. So first of all, let us understand what approval process is. So approval process is a type of business process that includes a step to formally approve work from different level of the organization. The work can include the budgets, invoice, projects, outlines, marketing initiatives, or any other item that need a series of approval from different departments or levels. Okay, so this was the general terminology that we have understood about the approval process. Now we will move for the application purpose. So we will first understand what managing approval is. So managing approval manages the approval process by creating approval units, setting the promotional path, tracking budgets, and reviewing status, process issues, and ownership. We can track the budget and review status, process issues, and approval unit ownership using approval units. Then we have approval unit. So approval unit is a basic unit for preparing, annotating, reviewing, and approving plant data. Approval units are combination of scenario, version, an entity, or a part of an entity. This was a brief introduction about the managing approval. Okay, so now here I will go to the, so in the workflow we have manage approvals, approval unit, assignment. So we are going to work on it. Before that, let us first understand the planning process here. So we have created a user named Alex Smith, who is the budget manager, and assigned the role of a user. Then we have Ankita, who is a planner. Then we have Battlenut, who is a lead planner, and the role assigned to Battlenut is reviewer. Then comes Castle John, who is the director finance, and the role assigned to him is power user. So lastly, we have the CFO, who is named as Donald Wilson, and he is also a power user. Okay, now our first step is to create the user. So let me open a notepad first. So step 1 is to create users and assign roles to them. Okay, then comes our step number 2. So first of all, I will take you to the instance and I will show you how we create a member. So for that I will go to navigator and then I will go to access control and tools. There in manage user, I will create a user. Okay. So here I have already created a username Ankita. I will go to edit mode and I will give the password and the email address to it. After that, I can assign the role here. Okay. So here, after assigning the role, here I have assigned the power user role to Ms. Ankita. Okay. After making the changes, I will refresh the database. Then I will go to the dimension via navigator and create and manage. Here we find the assign access sign on the tab. So here, for example, I'm going to assign the access for scenario. Here I have assigned the access for scenario plan. So here we have assigned the right access to Mr. Alex, and for Battle, Castle and Donald have the read access. Okay, so in our second step, we will assign the access to the users. In accounts dimension, scenario, version and entity. So similarly, I have assigned the access for version as well. Here for example, I have assigned the access for test version. Okay. Similarly, I have assigned for the accounts as well. So now, after assigning the access, I will then go to the approval unit in the workflow. So here I will click on this plus sign and I will create an approval unit here. So we are going to name the approval unit as 70001 revenue planning. I'm going to select the cube here as plan 1, which is a VS cube. And in description, we can mention the entity name as 70001, scenario as plan, as we are going to create an approval unit for planning, version as test. Okay. So after giving the description, I will click on save. Then I will click on next. Now here I am going to select the entity. So we can see that we got our entity name 70001 and I will enable it. After enabling, I will select the dimension here and I will select the parent member. So here I am selecting the parent member as product revenue driver. Okay, and here we need to mention the relative generation. So here I have mentioned the generation in number. After that I will save the changes and then I will click on next. Here in entity, we will only get the selected entity here. Okay, and now we are going to assign the owner role here. So here Alex is the owner. Why so? I will explain you this a little later. And here our reviewer will be Battle, Castle and Donald. I will to notify the users named Alex here, Battle and Castle. So if any changes are made into it or hierarchy goes on, any messages are sent to any of the user, so so the notification will be sent to Alex, Battle and Castle. So after this I will save the changes. Okay, then I will click on next. I will then save and then click on OK. So first of all, let us understand what we exactly are doing here is. So here we are planning a revenue for revenue. Okay, so the budget manager named Alex Smith is going to start the task of planning process, approval process. Okay. Then in the second step, the planner will create a plan for the revenue, and after that it will be passed on for review purpose to the lead planner. So the lead planner here is Veteriner. That is why he was assigned the role of reviewer. Then comes our director finance. After approval from Veteriner, that is our lead planner, it will be moved forward to the director finance, Castle John. Then after approval from the Director Finance, it will move forward to the CFO, which is Donald Wilson. So if Donald Wilson is satisfied with the approval, with the revenue plan, he will approve it and then sign off. So this is what is going to happen now. Now I will So that is why I have selected Alex here as the owner, as he is the person who is going to start the plan. Then then Battle, Castle and Donald are the reviewers. Okay, they can only review but cannot make changes to the plan. If any changes are required to make in the plan, that can only be done by the planner. Okay. So after this, I will click on OK. Now I will again click on Navigator and then select the approval unit assignment. So here in approval unit assignment, we find that we have got the name here as 70001 revenue planning. Okay. So now in the rightmost corner we see actions here. So I will click on action. Here we need to select the scenario. So our scenario here is plan. After selecting plan, I will click on OK. Then I will go to version here. So here in version, we do not have a test version here, okay? So we will do one thing. Here we can see that what if and working scenarios are there because it is already being used. So this cannot be done again. Okay, wait a minute. After saving the changes, okay, I need to select the version here. I'm going to select a base version, okay. After selecting the base version, I will click on save. Then I will go to the dimension. I will go to version. Here in the base, after selecting base, I will go to the assign access. Then here I will add users. So I'm going to assign Alex the right access. Then Patel will be getting read access. Castle will also be getting read access. And lastly, Donald will also get a reading access. Okay. After that, I will close it. Here we have assigned the users and the access rights are given to them. After that, I will close it and then refresh the database. So our third step was to create the approval process. And the step 4 will be working with the process, okay? So we will see how we are going to work on it. So first of all, we will log in with Alex. So here I'm going to use another browser. So here we are going to first log in from Alex with the name Alex. I will go to manage approval via navigator. Then here I will select the scenario as plan and the version as base. Then I will click on go. From the rightmost corner we see view and I will select here tree view. In tree view we can see the name of the hierarchy that we have created, and from here I will click on the start plan cycle. Okay. So the approval unit has been started. Here I will show you the path. So now the current location is Alex. Okay. So now I will click on detail. So here we can see that in the past one, the planning is started. I will give an annotation here as hello. Please initiate for revenue plan. As a material revenue plan for FY24. Thanks and regards, Alex. Okay, so in the given case, Alex is instructing Ankita, who is planner, to initiate a material revenue plan. Okay, after initiating the plan and the plan is created, Alex will forward this to the lead planner, Battle, to review it. So then he will give an annotation to Battle. Please review the plan for material revenue for FY24. Okay. Now I'm going to log in with the name Battle. So here Battle is a reviewer. So here we need to go to the approval via navigator. So here we are going to change the version to the base. Then I will apply it. Okay, so here I will click on the entity name. Okay, so here take ownership and then Battle will hello Alex. I will review the plan okay. Now the status is changed. Now after reviewing after Battle will review the plan, he will promote the plan to the next owner, that is Castle, who is the director of finance. Then he will give an annotation here, hello Castle. please review the material revenue plan for FY24. Thanks and regards. Battle, okay? So now this state I will click on change status and now the status will be changed, okay? Now I will log in with the username Castle. Here I will click on the version base and then I will apply it. So here he can so here Castle is going to reply to Battle, thank you. Thanks for the he can mention that thanks, okay, he can post it and then after reviewing the plan he will then lastly forward the plan to Donald, who is the CFO. So now he will write an annotation here as hello Donald, please review the plan for material revenue for FY24. Thanks and regards. Okay, then he will promote to the next owner Donald and then he will change the status. Okay, so this is how it goes on, and lastly we are going to log in with the username Donald. So now I will go to the manage approval here. Then I will click on plan and then on base. Then I will click on view and then to the tree view. So now we can see that the current owner is Donald and here I will click on detail. So we can see the hierarchy, how it passed on. Like Alex started the planning, then it was passed on to Battle, then Battle promoted it to Castle, then Castle lastly promoted it to Donald. Okay, so now I will click on change status here. And here here he will mention hello Castle, The plan is satisfactory and being approved. Okay, so after approving it, now the process is over. Okay, so this is how it goes on and it's being signed off. Okay, so this is how we work on approval process, and for any more queries please feel free to ask. Thank you.